forget we got the key to be free now, so let's be free now. I ain't gonna let the devil win, nah, never. I ain't gonna let the devil in, nah, never. Feel worried, that's the devil at work on God. I'ma put him in the dirt, in the dirt, in the dirt. I ain't gonna let the devil win, nah, never. I ain't gonna let the devil in, nah, never. Feel worried, that's the devil at work on God. I'ma put him in the dirt, in the dirt. Okay, hello and welcome to the Hangout League podcast. My name is Hunter Dial. I am your host and COO of the Hangout League. I'm here with our Dallas League Director, Mr. Tim Andre. This is a special occasion for the Hangout League podcast. This is the first ever interview that we are doing. So we're going to start doing something every so often where we are interviewing coaches, players, league directors, important people involved in the Hangout League to kind of give you a feel for their experiences and maybe how they can be your experiences, and maybe they can, like if Tim can give you some knowledge that maybe I don't have that Tim can give, that's the goal here. So Tim, welcome to the pod.
Yeah,
Super
man.
glad to have
Thanks
you on.
for having me.
Yes, sir.
Excited to be here.
So actually, before we get started, I almost forgot. A special thanks to our sponsors. We are sponsored by Rawlings. We're a Rawlings endorsed collegiate summer league. Shout out to Rawlings. And then also shout out to Pop Athletics. We are currently here in the Pop Athletics studio in Dallas, Texas. If you are an athlete in Dallas, Texas, and you need a place to go train, check out Pop Athletics. You will have access to Pop Athletics if you are a part of the Hangout League in Texas this year. So special shout out to Pop Athletics, and we look forward to partnering with them in the summer. So without further ado, Tim is the league director of the Hangout League in Texas. He is the coach of the Dallas Skyline. I guess we can say probably former coach at this point, but the winningest team in Hangout League history. And he is from Keller, right outside of Fort Worth, and he is currently a coach at a Division I JUCO?
Division III
JUCO powerhouse, Dallas College Eastfield. Tim, again, welcome to the pod. For starters, I would really love if you could just tell us, I know I just kind of gave the highlights there, you could tell us a little bit about you and your playing career, your coaching career, and just tell us about your journey up to now.
Yeah, so I mean, been part of baseball here in Texas, since I was a kid. Grew up in Keller, played ball there in South Lake for youth ball, and then I ended up going up to Illinois for a couple of years for my first 2 years of college, then transferred down here. Happened to be the pandemic year, so that kind of added an extra year to my journey.
That sucks.
So it's part of it, though. I mean, everyone that's going to be playing in our league has had some sort of experience with it now, so it is what it is. But I did 3 years at University of Dallas. It was nice to be back in Texas. I got to do my own summer league experience that first year. Probably the most fun I've had playing baseball, so something I want to bring to this league, and I hope I've done a good job of. I got a ring that summer playing with some buddies, so a little different environment with that COVID summer, but it was cool, a lot of fun. But after I graduated from University of Dallas, I went out to Shorter University in Rome, Georgia, Division II school out there, formerly part of the Gulf South Conference, now in Conference Carolinas. Shout out Wes Timmons, great guy to work for. And then once I graduated out there, needed a new spot. I got lucky enough to come back to Texas, so got to be part of the Hangout League for that first inaugural summer here in Dallas. Then got on with Eastfield. I've been there ever since. So 2 years with the Hangout League, and then working on my second season at Eastfield.
Sweet. What's your experience like at Eastfield? How you like coaching there?
Oh man, it's great. Michael Martin, great head coach to work for. I've had a couple different assistants with me since I've been there, but Coach Bartfield's a lot of fun, high energy guy, comes to work with a smile on his face every day. And guys just get after it. Super, super great program, super competitive.
For sure.
We go out and play D1, D2, D3 JUCOs all the time. We just roll through them, man. It's a good team to be a part of, good environment, winning culture. Guys love to get after it.
I can confirm Coach Martin, the head coach, he's still the head coach, right?
Yeah.
Unless something changed in the last few days. Coach Martin is kind of like the godfather of college baseball. I feel like he knows everybody. If you go to, I guess this is just a shameless plug for Dallas College Eastfield. If you think about where to go play there. But he knows everybody. So, I mean, he's able to get people to go play places
absolutely.
all over the place.
Connections everywhere.
Yeah.
He's the amazing guy to play for, amazing coach, great baseball mind, good person.
Yeah, for
All
sure.
in all, the one you want to be around for sure.
And we actually play at Hangout League in Texas. We actually play some of our games at Dallas College East Field. It's a turf field here in Mesquite. It is really great field. We love playing there. So, Hangout League. Tell us about your experience coaching the Hangout League. So you were the Skyline coach. You have been the Skyline coach for the past few years. You were the first ever Dallas Skyline coach. Tell us about what got you in the Hangout League, and then tell us about what has kept you in the Hangout League. What is it that you like about the Hangout League?
Yeah, so the first thing that brought me to the Hangout League was selfishly trying to get back to Texas. And as soon as I saw that you guys were starting a league out here, I got in touch with you guys and it just kind of worked out. And then when I got out here, one of the nice parts about it, even for me, is just that 1 month league. I don't have to make a full commitment. I can still have a month or so off before I got back into it with school, before Eastfield got to work. But I came out here and had a great time that first summer. I got the first win in Texas Hangout League.
Golly.
Love that. Wish I could have had a couple more wins with that, but hey, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But it was a blast. Going out to UT Dallas every day that first year. Guys that got really close were some good friends. Good guys to be around and coach every day. A great summer. Made friends with the other coaches out here, so good guys to compete against, and good baseball guys. And then going into the second summer, some at UT Dallas, some at Eastfield. Good places to play. Had even more teams this year, and just a lot of competitive ball, man.
For sure. Touch on that a little bit more. You said that you love the fact that it's a 1 month league. Obviously, you like that from a coaching perspective. How do you feel about that from a player's perspective? Having been a player and then now you're a coach and now you're kind of monitoring players' careers. How do you feel about the 1 month league? Because that's one thing that I feel like is a strength of the Hangout League. But what are your takes on that?
So, I like the fact that load management's a hot topic with NBA and stuff like that. But in the college baseball sense, guys can rebound quick. They're young kids, but a lot of them are coming off of a heavy 40, 50, almost 60 game season, depending on how much postseason baseball you get. And I think it's important for guys to still be able to go into that summer, get a lot of high quality reps, but they can squeeze it all in. They're going to play every day, 3 or 4 times a week. Get 3 or 4, 5 at bats a game, depending on how it goes, and you can squeeze those reps in. Then give yourself a chance to let your body recover, have a little summer break, be a college kid, but still give yourself time to step away from baseball. Just get in the weight room, get in the gym, and take that July, August, whatever you need before you go back to school to kind of have that time to yourself. And the same thing for pitchers too. You're going to come out and you're going to get innings. You're going to throw once a week, pretty much, maybe twice a week if you're a pen arm. Which for guys that threw a lot in the season, I think is good. You can kind of limit it and be done. After July 4th, pretty much right around there, you'll be about done. But even guys that need a lot of innings, like you can pencil in, hey, I can go 80, 90, 100 pitches once a week if I need that many, and they'll be done in a month. Give yourself a time to deload period, and then be back into it in the fall.
Yeah, especially with pitchers. I feel I'm talking about pitchers first. With pitchers, we'll get a lot of people that will in our recruiting, we'll talk to people and they'll say, man, I'm just trying to train for the summer. I'm thinking about just training for the summer. And I completely agree. You should train 100%. I mean, that's one of the reasons I like the format of our league being a 1 month league. I feel like you need to create space and time for yourself to get that training in. But especially, dude, if you're a pitcher, you can train and still come out and get 4 innings a week in the Hangout League, or any summer collegiate league. But obviously, we want you to come to the Hangout League. But that's one thing that I've learned over the past few years is like you can 100% get your training in, and then also get some live innings on the bump at the same time. And honestly, it might even be beneficial because, like I said, you can sign up for the Hangout League and you can get 4 innings per week, 5 innings per week. We have a couple people who are two-way guys who maybe there's one person I can specifically that I'm thinking of that was a closer for his junior college, and he was a starting center fielder, and he came and he played center field, and he got 2 innings a week. because that's what he normally does for his junior college. He gets 2 to 3 innings per week, and that was good for him, and I think that can be good for a lot of guys as well. But especially for catchers, right? You're catching coaches, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that man, I cannot imagine going through a full baseball season. How many games y'all play in the regular season at Eastfield?
We regular season we're right around 50.
I cannot imagine playing 50 games at Eastfield, and then you go and you play 60 games at a summer league. That's like, my math is terrible. I'm from Louisiana, but what is that?
110 games, and I know you're not going to catch all of them, but like
That's a
even
lot
just
of
being
baseball
there,
games.
you got to warm up every day.
Yeah.
It's a lot of strain on your arm. For some guys you need it. But like catcher specifically in the Hangout League, we'll have 2 or 3 per team, and so you'll catch a game, maybe 2 a week, and then you'll DH in the other one or have an off day. You're not really catching pens during the week. Guys are working on their own outside of it. There's not really some set practice times like in other leagues. Like we're just going out and we're playing games. So I think it's good for catchers, because it's not super like you're not catching 3 nines a week. Like you can kind of mark yourself down to 12 to 14 innings, and that's pretty much where you'll be for a week and done in a month, and kind of get off your knees and let it happen. But just being there for a month, that's big. Like guys, you can either you can come in, get your month in. You can I know guys like to go all over the country to go to certain training facilities, and you still have a 6-week period after the league to go do that before you got to get back to school. Or you can even do like a remote setting while you're playing, and then go out and train after that. But it gives you a lot of options for what you want to do when the league's done.
And especially one thing that we have started in the past year, it's still kind of fresh, but one thing that we were able to do towards the back end of our last summer is we have some partnerships with some of these bigger leagues, some of these leagues that are playing the 60-game seasons, like the Appy League. And we were actually able to send some players from the Hangout League to those bigger leagues. So really, I mean, granted, it's nothing that is there's no 100% guarantees, right? But we had some players that signed up for the Hangout League. They wanted to play with the Hangout League. They liked our format. They liked our system. They wanted to play. And then the league was over, and then they got an opportunity to go play for one of those bigger leagues. And so, although I like the 1 month, it can be a lead in to playing some more baseball as well. And then also, we are right here at Pop Athletics. Just one more thing to touch on here. We're at Pop Athletics. This is an awesome training facility. I mean, you walk in here and you are blown away. Tim actually hasn't even been able to see it yet.
Yeah, first time up here.
Yeah, first time up here. We're going to take him back there in just a second, but it is an awesome training facility. It's a great place for Dallas athletes to come train. So next question for you, Tim. Transfer portal, navigating the transfer portal, going to a new college, your junior college, so maybe you don't have as much transfer portal as you have, trying to maybe just find a 4-year college to play at. What is something that you can tell us about how to find the next place to play?
Yeah, it's different for everyone because it kind of depends on what level you're coming from and what your goals are, where you're trying to go. I had conversations with maybe 10 to 12 players from the league last year, just kind of picking my brain about what it would look like if they wanted to go find a new spot, how they would go about kind of getting in contact with other coaches, what that would look like. And it's one of those things that, like Hangout League, you play at some good fields, play good competition, you get some video of it, you can kind of post like, hey, I'm still playing this summer. If you guys want to come out and watch us play. Like this summer, you were in front of a college coach almost every day, either another coach there, coach of the host field. Every now and then you get some other scouts out from other schools that just want to watch guys that are playing. We've had coaches from ETBU come out and watch. UT Dallas, when we're playing there, their coaches are always there. A couple Eastfield coaches have always been out there watching.
There was another coach from Dallas that was there that you were
Mountain View coach
Mountain
came
View
out.
Coach,
Yep.
yeah. Coach Garza,
he had a
his
couple
name.
guys in the
Yep.
field. North Lake's coach came out. Fairchild was there. They watched Golden play, brought him an award when he was playing for the Aviators. But it's not uncommon for guys to be out there, check out competition. So especially if you're interested in some of these local schools, if you're good enough, you're going to have some guys out there that always want to watch you play.
Yeah, I will say, as we have 4 locations now. I feel like of all of our locations, the one that probably has the most exposure to other colleges that you could potentially go play at, or colleges that you could send an email to, is honestly Dallas, because of the fact that there are so many places to play in the DFW area. I mean, there's a conference that's just in Dallas.
Yeah, it's all 6 of us for the Dallas college schools, all 6 of us junior colleges. But I mean, there's 30 in the DFW area.
That's
so within an
wild.
hour and a half, I mean, there's a level of baseball for everyone to play. And this, like, in this DFW area, it just kind of depends on what your talent level is, and if your ego is checked at the door
True,
and you find a place that you
true.
want to go. You know, we get a lot of guys that are, hey man, I'm playing baseball here right now, but I really think I should be somewhere else instead, like something like this. What do
Yeah.
you think? And you know, if you're throwing 81, 82, it's going to be really hard for me to get in contact with Dallas Baptist and say, this guy can pitch for you.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
but like if you're 81, 82 and you're a freshman and you're working on your body and you're getting better, there's plenty of schools down here that can work with you and as you develop, or in a year or two when you're done wherever you're at, or if you're ready to redshirt somewhere, you know, might take a flyer on you right away.
Yeah.
And we can give you a call. Like I know all the Dallas college schools. I know a couple of the D3 schools around here. You know, we've got close contacts to all those schools in Louisiana where you guys are at in Shreveport with the other league. And I know that's not necessarily the goal of the league is to be a transfer portal league, helping guys find new spots. But, you know, we've all played different places, coached at different places all over this league. So we know people that can, hey, man, this guy's a good talent fit for you. Like, I'll send you some videos, see what he looks like. Just let me know what you think. And
It's definitely it's something that we've evolved over time. Like we used to be more of like a mom and pop feel where we want coaches. We've traditionally wanted coaches to feel safe to send their players to us. Like we don't want coaches to feel like their players are going to be poached when they come play in our league. But really, college baseball is changing. I mean, there is much more a feeling of, at the end of the day, it's the players that are making those decisions. And so, like,
and, you know, if you don't sign a letter of intent to go back to that school the next year, like, there's only so much a school can do to keep you. I mean, obviously, it's easier to stay where you're at if you like it. But, like, there's guys this summer that I was like, man, I really wish these guys were available right now.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's one of those things I'm not going to go, hey, man, I need you to go get this release so I can take you. But, like, it's up to the players. If they want to stay where they're at, if they like where they are. Because there's a lot of talented guys, man, that just some of them are going to stick around. They already signed and they don't know any better.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's okay. If they love it there, they like the coaches, they like the competition, all the power to them, man. Stay where you're at. But there's plenty of guys that, you know, they're unhappy with their situation, their location, whatever it may be, and are just looking for a change.
Yeah, and like I said, if you're a coach, I mean, we're not trying to. This is not the transfer portal league. We're not trying to poach players. But like, if you're a player, this is a really fertile ground for finding a good place to play. There are connections all over the place. The Hangout League network is huge. I mean, we are across the country now. We are literally from sea to shining sea, America. I mean, Hangout League, America. Wait, say that again. Sorry, our producer is saying something. Right. Yeah, we're not actively trying to recruit players or for other places. We are a really good and connected network to where after the season's over, if players decide they're not going back to their old place, we can help them find places because of how big our network is. I mean, like Tim just said, like there's a fertile ground of college baseball programs just here in DFW. And I mean, we're not just in DFW. We have a Pensacola league, we have a San Diego league, we have a Louisiana league. So yeah, this can be a really good place for you if you maybe just want to explore the waters a little bit, maybe make some connections and just see what the future can hold.
Yeah, and I mean, just a quick example. I mean, we had 2 guys, one from my team, one from the Aviators, that both ended up at UT Dallas after this summer. You know, one of them, Harrison, he played at Northlake. He finished his 2 years there and needed a spot, and so he signed on to UT Dallas. And then Peyton Peoples, the outfielder from my team, you know, he's a grad transfer looking for a spot, and he ended up getting one of those walk-on spots over there.
Whoa, Peyton Peoples is UT Dallas?
Yeah, so we got two
That's
guys
crazy.
that ended up over there. Our first year, no one signed there, so it's not uncommon.
No.
But like it's the proof is there. It can happen.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And the main thing to harp on is the network. Like I said, we're not a recruiting service. We're not trying to actively go find you different places to play, but we have a network that is big enough to where if you come to us after the season, you're like, hey, who do you know that can help me find a place to play? We probably know somebody who can probably know somebody who maybe can help you.
Yeah.
So sweet. All right, let's move on to, let's see, we have about 5 minutes or so left here on the podcast. Excuse me. As we wrap up here, tell us about Dallas Fort Worth baseball, and tell us like why is the Hangout League good specifically for this area? Like, what do we offer that can be really beneficial for a baseball player who lives in the DFW area?
Yeah. So just for Dallas Fort Worth, like the quantity and the quality of talent is elite. Some of the best in the country. And so some people obviously not everyone plays in the same summer league every summer. But like for guys that want to stay local, stay at home, maybe work, Hangout League is a great option for you. You're not playing 6 days a week.
Mhm.
You're not traveling. All the games are at 2 different fields within 20, 30 minutes of each other, depending on traffic. So it just gives you a lot of options to, either live at the house, which we have so many local players here that do like they live at home. And, it makes it easy. I stay at my house over in Keller. I know a lot of my players just kind of stay at the house or the apartment they were at this year from school. And then they can play great baseball here without having to get on the road and do everything and put all the miles on their car. But also like it's such competitive baseball. Guys come in, we put them up in dorms over in UT Dallas. We did Airbnbs the first summer, but the dorms certainly easier for them.
Oh yeah, way easier.
And they get to come in and compete against some of the best. Like I know it's not 100 D1 players, but like there's talent at every level. It's really, really good. And some of these high school guys that we will have some, but they don't realize how good some of these D2, these NAI, these junior college players are until they actually see them play on the same field.
Oh yeah, dude, 100%. There are a lot. Like I heard it said one time. Now this is different for pro ball than for college baseball, obviously. But I heard a quote one time that there are only 3 players on a major league roster that differentiate the roster from being a AAA roster. Basically, that like the middle ground of the people who play on the major league roster could probably also pass for playing on the AAA roster. And then there are probably some people on the AAA roster who could pass for playing on the major league roster. Obviously, it's not absolute science. The whole point of that is like, if you, let's say you're a high school grad and you're like, man, I really want to play D1 ball. Don't underestimate the caliber of some of these NAI, some of these D2, some of these JUCO baseball players, and don't just think that man, this like I'm only gonna have a couple D1 players on my team. Like I want more competition than that, dude. I'm telling you, the letter, the number after the D does not always tell you the caliber of talent that someone is.
For sure.
That was a very complicated statement. But
I know where you're getting at though. I played Trinity every year when I was at University of Dallas. And that's some of one of the best baseball teams I've competed against. And they're a Division III school. And now they get D1 kickbacks. They sent a guy to Boston College that was in my class. He went up there as a grad transfer and played every day for them. So people can get found at any level. And there's guys that are really, really good. You don't know what their situation is that led them to be where they are. But and even when I was at Shorter over in Georgia, we played against a guy that played in the Pensacola League that was one of the best hitters that I've been on the same field as.
For sure.
Yeah, he even got drafted. So great guy.
Oh yeah. That's true. Is that the same guy? Do you know, Dustin, that the 3 for 4 with 3 bombs? Yeah, we had a dude who got drafted. He played in Pensacola a couple years ago, and in the championship game, I think we're actually going to talk about this on a later podcast, but it wasn't the championship. Well, there was one game that he played in. Oh, it was the first game of the season. Sorry. First game of the season. He went 3 for 4 with 3 bombs, and then he ended up getting drafted. So I mean,
Yeah. I mean,
there's some
good
talent
kid.
here sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, you see it at all levels. I think, personally, I think this is the most talented league out of the 4 that you're going to have.
Yeah.
But I mean, Pensacola, San Diego, Shreveport, they've all got dudes.
For sure. For sure. All right, Tim, last question.
Mhm.
You can make this as short or as long of an answer as you want. Tell us about the hair.
So I started growing it out in high school. Just wanted to try something new. After my first year of school up in Illinois, the coach recommended that I cut it. So that was the last time that I cut it short. And then I started kind of growing it back out slowly. It took a while. So I didn't know it at the time when I cut it. Completely unrelated to me leaving school up there. But that's the last time it was short was, I guess that would be 2019, the spring of 2019.
Dang.
Is that right? Spring of 2018. So the end of my sophomore year, then it's just kind of been growing out ever since. And now it's something that's kind of tied to me.
I get it.
I
It
had that
is.
look that while I was playing, my hair was long all 3 years. And then funny enough, when I go out to Georgia, the head coach also had really long hair. So me
long
and-
hair don't care.
Yeah, me and Wes kind of had that same look. He had a real big beard too that I never got to, never tried for, but he's another guy with long hair, and that kind of made me feel empowered that doesn't have to be something I have to get rid of to fit a professional look as a baseball coach.
Hey, I'm telling you, hey, if you see Tim walking across the baseball field, it's hot, it's 100 degrees outside, he puts that hair up in the man bun, he means business. I'm telling you.
Yeah, and so some days are easier than others while it's hot outside. Sometimes you can just let it rock and be okay, especially if I'm sitting in the shade all day now for the summers.
Yep,
I
that's
might
true.
be okay. But yeah, it's just part of who I am right now. I don't know that it's a forever thing. I made a deal with my guys last year that if we won a ring, I'd cut it off. We'd cut it off. We did not make the World Series last year. Came up short in our last game against Richland.
Dang.
But who knows? Maybe I'll put it on the line again this year.
Maybe so. All right. I think that is going to be the end of today's episode. Thank you so much for watching. As always, if you are not, please give us a follow. Please like. Please subscribe. And we are so appreciative that you listen. Tim, thanks so much for coming on the pod, man.
Yeah,
we look forward to seeing you in Texas as the lead director, running the ship, on the show.
Yes, sir. I'm excited for it.
All right. See y'all next time.